Alright, let's talk about animating colors. Now the first thing I did, I went up to Edit, Preferences, and I unchecked the box Enable Drawing Tools Only on Frame 0. That allows me to use my Paint tool, my Select Shape, all these other tools throughout the timeline. Alright, the next thing I did, I created a triangle with this bright green color and a black outline. Now I want to show you what not to do. If I was going to animate this, let's say I want it to turn blue over the first second. I'll click 1 second into it. I will click the paint bucket tool, and then I'll click a blue color and paint it. Now the problem is I set these 2 extra keyframes when I painted it. I don't know if you can see this, what they are, but there's fill color, selected fill color, line color, and selected line color. The problem is, if I scroll back, I've lost my initial fill. Instead, it's replaced it with something that's not opaque at all. It's completely invisible, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is Control Z. I'll go back to the original. We'll go to frame 0, and instead of using the paint bucket tool, this is what you need to do. You select your shape, and this is why we create shapes. You select your shape, and then you would come over here and select the color you want. So let me go 1 second into it, select shape. This is the shape I have, and I can choose my color. Now I'm choosing the blue. Now if I scroll back through, it's green. So it stays green until I get to the blue. We could change that by changing these keyframes right here. I don't know if you can see the little tiny line that goes through the keyframes. That means that the interpolation is different between frame 0 and frame 24. This is like a smooth interpolation. It means it's going to change. If I were to set more keyframes out here, we'll change it to that color. The fact that these little dots are hollow means that it's smooth. So it's going to smoothly change from my blue to my orange. I'll try to do it slow so the video doesn't jump. But you can see how smooth it is, but from here to here it jumps. I'll explain that in a second. Alright, so between frame 24 and frame 0 it jumps, but 24 to 48 was smooth. Why is that? It's because of the interpolation. Now if you want to check your interpolation, you just highlight the frames. Oops, let me try it out here. Highlight the frames, right click, and then you can change it from smooth to, like these two have a line going straight down. That's for step. Now if I go to, I've switched it to step, you'll see that the color of the triangle just changes. It's not smooth at all. It's going to wait till it gets to this next one and change. There's nothing smooth about it. So if you had some music bopping in the background and you wanted something to change color to the music, you would use this kind of keyframes. Alright, we also have linear, which does something a little bit different, and you have different options. You can cycle back through keyframes that you've used, almost like cutting and pasting. You can go backwards. Like if you create an animation where a guy walks forward for 100 frames, you could highlight that and then cycle it backwards where he walks backwards for the next 100 or something like that. So, but for the most part we'll use smooth. And I could have also changed these to smooth, and then we'll actually have a smooth transition from green to blue to the orange. Alright, another way to change your interpolation, if you want it to be consistent through the whole thing, you can come up to Edit, Preferences. Let's say you wanted all of them to be step. You can just change it here. You have a default interpolation, and mine is set to smooth. That's the other way to do it.